everybody. We are very happy to be there this afternoon. Just to beginning, a couple of words about the company. Use and Share is a French company, just joined the Belgium company Early Tracks to form AMS Health. AMS Health is an European company dedicated to interoperability. The goal is to help institutions, hospitals, and stakeholders with challenge in interoperability, especially those addressed by the European health data space that I'm sure that you are already focused on. AMS Health is now 15 people. I am Anne, and I'm a pharmacist, hospital pharmacist and foundation and the founder of Use and Share, and AMS Health, including physician, pharmacist as well, data scientist, and expert, medical and technical expert. Stephan is a physician and an expert in semantic interoperability. And because we are healthcare professionals, we have chosen to discover our services with focusing on how our services help the patient care pathway. So we'll talk about Mrs. Dubois. Please, Stephan.
Oh, hi, everyone. Thank you, Anne, and I would like to thank the organizers for allowing us to participate to this pitch session. Our main objective today will be to show how AI-based tools can facilitate the semantic standardization of health data and then contribute to the sharing of this data between professionals. During their care pathways, the patients may meet several professionals in different structures. And it is particularly true for the patients with chronic diseases. The patient management may occur in ambulatory setting or in hospitals, and a huge amount of health data is produced and processed. However, this data is locked away in documents and softwares. And what we would like to do as physicians is to release the data and allow it to be used safely. And so that's what semantic interoperability contributes to. The health data is recorded using natural language, and physicians often use abbreviation, as you can see, AFib, for example. Every time professionals record their own language or their safe mail code in information systems, we call it local terminology. This is a very specific vocabulary, and it makes it difficult to be processed by different information systems. So semantic standardization intends to align this specific vocabulary to reference terminologies such as normicity. And it provides unambiguous terms and standard codes that any information system or any information model can refer to. In EMS Health, we use natural language processing to recognize and annotate health data in medical reports, so that's entity recognition. And then we use similarity search and clustering of vectors to associate the specific vocabulary to the reference terminologies, normicity concepts. So a quality control check is performed, and primarily this check is done by humans, but increasingly LLM are doing the job. And at the end, we obtain standardized terms that can be processed by AI algorithm that run clinical decision system, for example. So what we wanted to do is to show you the patient explorer application, and we use the clinical case for this purpose. So here our patient, it's a fictive person, of course, but her name is Jeanne Dubois. She's 55 years old, and she consulted her general practitioner because of her addiction, alcohol addiction. Her medical history includes type 2 diabetes mellitus, hypertensive disorder, several diseases, and she had no allergies. And due to a relapse in her alcohol use, she was referred to the addiction specialist. So this is how the application works. Just don't know if I started. Yeah. So this is a letter to the specialist. It was uploaded to the frame and sent for processing. And while it's processing, the NLP is identifying the conditions in the text, and it's associating the condition with nomad city concepts. So it takes a few seconds. And then we obtain the list of problems. And by clicking on the process document, we can see the conditions in blue in the text. And then by clicking on a particular condition, we can see the description of this nomad city concept. So that's how basically it works. So these are the screenshots of the demo. And just of note, we are working on the identification of allergies, but work is still in progress. This is another display screen from the same application, and it is used to transfer the newly identified problems to the problem list. And then the problem list can be recorded into the patient's shared medical file. So the story is not finished for our patients. 1 month later, an acute event occurred, and she had to present to the emergency room. She presented with confusion, with decline in her general condition, abdominal pain, vomiting, and upon admission, several criteria for severity were present. So immediate intervention was required. But unfortunately, the patient was confused, so she couldn't explain her symptoms, and there was no family member to explain the situation. So the emergency practitioner was relieved to find the summary of the conditions into the shared medical file. Indeed, the acute problem was related to her diabetes. So the patient was transferred to the intensive care unit, and because she improved rapidly, she was transferred to the general medicine ward. So the hospital discharge summary was completed and processed as previously shown. And so we have the conclusion, and as you see, several conditions were detected once again. So pyelonephritis, coma, and diabetes-related complication. So the problem list could be updated, and we used 2 additional NOMAD concepts, namely acute pyelonephritis and hyperosmolar hyperglycemic coma due to diabetes mellitus without ketoacidosis. I'm sure you know it. So finally, this Patient Explorer application helps care institution, professional patients to build and maintain patient summaries. And this is particularly useful when you have a patient with chronic disease as well as a patient with acute problem, and not only those who are confused. So Anne, I'll let you draw the final conclusion. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Stephan. Sorry. So Stephan presented to us an application, the Patient Explorer. As you can see on this slide, there is a lot of other innovation and applications that you can use individually. It depends of the use case. So we built a solution to address some use case. And this use case we just addressed recently with our partner, focus on this slide, and I'm sure you have your own use case. So please challenge us with your data project. We are here for this. Thank you very much.